Hey, good morning. It's Sunday morning, March 15th. I have no makeup on. My eye is shot. You see it? Not pretty? um, it is, Bruce is not awake yet, but I think he was. He put the dog out and stuff, and so I got up and did my stretching and did my journaling, and Gracie is protecting the yard, and I'm on my porch swing on my front porch. I still have my earplugs in because it's quieter. I'm just enjoying the morning. I don't really want to let the full volume of all of the sound come in yet. Good morning. How are you? She wants me to tell her good morning, and I haven't done that yet. I have two butterflies here. One of them hasn't totally passed away. This one has. So once they pass away, sometimes if I find them and they're complete, I'll put something on top to flatten the wings, and I'll put them in a container so I get to appreciate them. They don't just rot and whatever. We were supposed to do church this evening. Probably go away. And I overdid this week, way overdid this week, and so my head was spinning yesterday and the day before, like literally spinning, like I couldn't focus. We did our morning show, and I sounded crazy on the morning show because my head was so hyper. I had run out of one of my medications, and I guess I was going through some withdrawals or something of the medication, and it was not fun. And so I am kind of calming from that. Bruce accidentally left one of the quail doors open to the quail breeder pen, not for last. And so in the morning when we got up, we had to look for quail. So we found all but two, and which was good, considering there's like 10 in there, and there were only 3 in there when he went and looked. So we found all but 2, but of course the 2 are hens, are egg-layer hens. So, but he has a lot of babies, and the quail babies in the bathroom that are just they look like little rats when they get to where they want to be fed or something, and they're running around. It literally looks like rats. Or little mice just running around. But then when you look at them, they're so cute. They're just so cute. Especially when they're teeny tiny babies. They're just like so little. And so, and then I hatched some lavenders. I have 5 lavender babies. Lavender Americana babies that are really pretty. And then there's a buff, there's 2 black Andalasians, and then there's another buff, both of them Cochin. One has silky feet, the other one does not. If you're a chicken person, you understand what I'm saying. So anyway, so I walked the garden, and the citrus tree is blooming, and so hush a dog. Citrus tree is blooming, and it smells amazing. I wish the fruit on it tastes as amazing as the smell of the flowers. Peach trees look like they might have bit the dust, probably from dog pee. because the dogs, the Chihuahua goes out there. That's where he goes to rest every time. My husband, yesterday, I noticed that my husband had gone to a customer's house and had pulled down a lot of their ivy and fig leaf vine or something. I think that's what they call it. And, of course I'm like, because you can't grow anything out here. And to be able to grow it, you have to have tons of it because the deer eat it or the chickens eat it or whatever. So I have my garden, which I can grow some stuff. But if it's not netted in, the chickens get to it. So I have to net everything or protect everything. Gracie likes to chew everything up, so I'm trying to train her. So I've got some plants in here, so I'm trying to train her to not tear everything up. And we'll see. She's probably about 2 years old now, and she's smart, but we just haven't taken the time to train her. So she likes to herd your feet. When she's a herding breed, and it's like genetic instinct in this dog. So like she tries to herd your feet, then she herds Brinkley, then she herds Peanut, and so everybody is being herded except for herd. Right? She's so beautiful, such a pretty blue heeler. I think she's a blue heeler and border collie mix. So she's gorgeous. So the garden is prepped and ready. I just have to pick up plants from Candy's, from Maldonado's nursery, and they have the best prices on their plants. I get from them every year, and the last 3 years the garden, it's gotten too hot too fast. So like May just went straight into the triple digits, and then you can't, unless you have a shade, some sort of shade blocker type thing, you can't really grow when it gets so hot so fast. And then so, and you can't, in Texas weather, you can't plant early because it's 90 degrees one day and then 20 the next. Your AC is being shut on to air conditioning, and then cool, and then daily it's like changing. Sorry, I'm so ugly. I figured, he's sleeping. My makeup's in that room. I really don't want to put makeup on it anyway because this eye itches, and so and they say because of the coronavirus not to touch your face, and I would have to touch my face to put makeup on. No, yeah. Let's see what else. It's just nice out here. There's this like flock of birds, of like little birds that just kind of go from tree to tree, the tops of the tree in waves, and they go from one tree to the other tree. They just kind of wave this way and that way. We have so Bruce has the porch screened off. You can kind of see the porch screen, and he has all but like this small little section screened off, and so we have a barn swallow nest in the corner, and we didn't want to knock it down because it's just cool, so we're going to leave that little mud hut up there just for fun. Well, a pair of wrens decided to make a nest in the barn swallow nest, so they packed it with all kinds of weird stuff. It was like, looked like a big old wig of nasty stuff, so that they could make a nest. And so he can't screen in the rest of it, and we'll have to wait till the babies are born and leave, and hopefully don't get stuck on the porch, because the dogs are on the porch. You know, as long as they get stuck on this side, they should be okay. But there's no way to fly out on this side. So, uh-oh. So that should be interesting. We'll have to see how that goes. This is my swing. It needs to be restained. It's I've had it for several years. I have two of them. I have one at the house in town that Bruce Landon lives at, and then this one. And the one at the house in town swings straight, and this one swings crooked because he built it just a little off. And but I was, being the nice renter, gave him the good swing, and now I'm like, man, I have to go get the good swing. But both there's those birds again. They're so cool. They're on and there they go. And so yeah, so I kind of set it up. I kind of set it up with like, a pillow and stuff, and then there's a swing on the other side that Bruce sits at, and then we have our books out here that we read. Oh, let me see. We have this one that we read. This is a really good book that Mary sent it to me, and I mean, you can also, I think you can get it on YouVersion too. And then this one's really cool. So we've been reading this one, and then this one has been a trip. We read the first Boundaries books as per my counselor's request, and it was good, but this one's better. This one's better for us because it cracks us up, because it's like, oh, well, that's you, and oh, well, that's me, and we know, it kind of points out what you should and shouldn't be doing in your relationship. They're like, oh, well, I guess I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't be making sarcastic remarks about your annoying habits. I'm like, well, that's no fun. I love to make sarcastic. I mean, it's either yell at him or make sarcastic remarks that are funny. So I figured the sarcastic remarks are better than the yelling at him, right? That works. And I had my coffee already, so it's already empty. And I have my journal here, and it's dump the butterflies off of it. Okay, I have my journal here, and it's like got stuff written all over it, and it's like packed full of stuff. I mean, I'll take like, pieces of paper or scraps that I find. If I can't find anything, I'll write letters to my mom, and I'll grab cards from people that mean something to me, and that's probably a letter to my mom. I just write. This is when Taylor came back for his visit last time. Yeah, just things to remind me of how blessed I am. And then I try to write in it every day, and it's really a prayer journal, so I kind of put the date, and then I'll say, good morning, Father, and I'll just like talk to God as if, I'll just tell him all the cool things that I see. We have a Weisach tree over there that's in full bloom, and it's like this big orange fluff ball cotton candy orange. I'm not an orange person. I don't, I'm not a huge orange person fan, but it's pretty cool. The travel trailer that we need to redo is sitting below it, so the view is not quite pretty, but I can probably show you the tree. Let's see if I can show you the tree. See the travel trailer? There's the tree right there. So I have this lattice that keeps the dogs on their side of the porch, and if you look at the corner, you can probably see the barn on the nest. All my plants are all sitting. So it's It's nice. This is the door that I come in through. My dad made the door, tweaked the door from another door, and then we put like handles like that. That's just kind of how everything is. It's not finished, but it's nice anyway. And I guess I'm fortunate that I was as a child I was one of those children that like to go outside and daydream and uh, and my mom liked everything perfect, and I don't have to have things perfect. In fact, that's probably a bad thing, that I can have things very cluttered and a thousand plants around me and be in my happy place. I can have a swing that is, you know, that looks a little messy and has it's like full of quilts and blank. My mom would have it like perfect, either with nothing on it and it'd be stained, nice and pretty. Um, and I'm like, I've got like blankets and quilts and pillows and I've got this swing hanging so low. I mean, because this thing is on my ottoman. And I have the swing hanging so low that it's only about this far off the ground. And that was Justin's idea. As he said, it feels kind of nice to be, like almost on the ground on the swing. When it was sitting on the ground, Bruce was painting he's painting some of the stuff. And so, like in the morning, I get up and I sit here and I'll stretch. And I swing stretch. It's a thing. It's not a thing. But hey, maybe I can do a swing stretching class. What you do is you take your leg and you do this, and then you touch your nose. I know, I'm awful ugly right now. Sorry. And then you try to sit in Indian position. Like you pack your legs together like that, and I don't know. I'm strange. Gracie's standing on the table looking through. I keep thinking one day she's gonna jump, and then I'm gonna be like, no, because she's the type. She's like, she can get out of the yard, but she chooses not to. So she just tears up the fence, and if anybody rolls by with tires, she acts like she's gonna kill their tires. And so, but it's a nice morning, and I still have my earplugs on. It's so funny. The birds are all doing well yesterday. Cracked me up yesterday. So I'm in the kitchen, and I'm trying to take this ivy that Bruce got from that cleanup job, and I'm trying to put it in water before it dies. It's been laying in the yard. Didn't know it was in the yard, but it's been laying on the brush pile for a couple of days, and I'm like, okay, come on, Shannon, you could do this, So I've got it on the ground in the kitchen, and I'm cutting it and putting it in glass jars of water, to try to get the roots back to working. And I have a hen who is a Brahma mix hen, who has had a tummy ache for about a week. And so I've had her in the house, and so she wanted to walk around the house, and I can't let her outside, so I let her walk around the house. And so she's in the kitchen with me trying to help me. She's standing on all the plants while I'm trying, cleaning herself while I'm trying. I'm like, you're not very helpful, She's like, so she walked around the kitchen every time. I mean, she just stood wherever I needed to be, stood on the plants, because that was helping. And then so then I put her away, put her to bed, gave her some boiled eggs, which she actually ate, so that was great. And then I have a naked neck who has a wound on his neck, No, not sure what the wound is. I'm not sure if it's a pox wound gone crazy or if it's a wound of some sort. But anyway, he has this big wound on his neck, and so I've been treating him and keeping him inside for also about a week. And every once in a while he escapes the box, and because I have like netting on it, and then I'll put a blanket on it, and then I'll take the blanket off so he has, fresh air, whatever, and then he'll pop through the netting, and so Bruce and I are sitting at the dining room table and we're eating and talking, and all of a sudden we hear him go off, and he's screams or something like that, and Bruce goes, "Oh, he's talking, he's fussing." I said, "Yes, he is." And all of a sudden he comes around the corner, and I started laughing. I was like in tears laughing because it's just weird. I'm sorry. I mean, we have chickens in the house, in totes in the house or cages in the house when they need care, because it's just easier for me to care for them then, because I do it in the evenings, and during the day they'll like go out on the back deck and then come back in, and it's just easier for me to care for them, so we just have them inside. And but it's just weird to have a chicken walking in your house. Evidently it's not weird here to have a chicken walking in your house, but it was weird to have. And he's a naked neck. He's a Turkin naked neck, and he just comes walking in. He stays like right by Bruce and I while we're eating. We were just laughing. It was so funny. And then I have a bathroom full of quail right now, so an incubator's full of quail and a few duck eggs, chicken eggs, and my lavender Americanas. I'm going to sell a lot of them because I don't need all of them, but I'm actually so happy with, God has blessed me with some healthy, strong genetics in these chicks, so that's excellent. That's really, really good. So these babies come out healthy and fluffy and fat. So I have 5 in the bathroom. I have 2 in the brooder on the back porch, and I have a bunch of eggs in an incubator that hopefully will work. I'm testing an incubator that is not really working well. It's not heating correctly, so I'll probably have to buy a heating element for it. But I wanted to see because I can't tell if it's the heating element. I'm assuming it is, but it takes forever to heat, and then it doesn't hold the heat. So what I did yesterday is we took a box, we put it in the box, we insulated bubble wrap around it, we put, so we completely insulated the entire incubator. It took 2 hours for the thing to heat up, and but I think maybe it might be at temperature. I don't know. So it's probably going to be hopefully I don't lose that hatch, because I've got a lot of lavender eggs in there, but you have to test it with something. So anyway, so I've got that. We have a lot going on. There's the coronavirus has been on everybody's brain. The grocery stores are out of a lot of things, so Bruce has had a lot of different people come to him for eggs, which is nice. But I feel bad for anybody who's losing money with the coronavirus going around because of the scare. You hate to think that anybody is losing income. People who are like waitresses and waiters, and they're losing tips, and people who are scared to go out in public and stuff. That's going to be hard for them, because it'll be hard for them to pay their bills. But we have, and then we had people don't. A lot of people aren't used to having fresh eggs. Um, because fresh eggs are not run through a computer system where they candle them and take out the ones with any glitches, and then they take the glitchy eggs and they put them in products, instead of selling them. And when you buy eggs at the grocery store, they're white because they're easiest to candle. So they can put them through the machine. The machine can see if there's any imperfections in the egg, drop that egg, and let the ones with, that have no glitches in them go through. And those are the ones that you get at the grocery store. Well, ours don't go through a candle or anything, so you're going to get glitches in the eggs. And so on occasion, you're going to get this or that. You might get a speck in it that you have to, that you can take out if you want to, or you don't have to. Sometimes you're gonna crack your eggs and you're gonna notice that one of them has a darker yolk than the others, and that's just the hen, and maybe she eats differently or whatever. Some all free range chickens compared to grocery store chickens. If you look at the eggs, the eggs to a grocery store egg is not going to have as dark of a yolk as a farm egg does. And also, the eggs are fresher, so you're going to, as the egg gets older, the glitches absorb into the egg. So our eggs have all the parts to them. So like a fresh egg, when you open it up, is going to have all of these different parts to it that you're not, usually you're like, there's the egg yolk and there's the egg white. Well, there's other parts to it also. And so a farm fresh egg is going to show all the parts to it. And, so you're going to be like, well, what is this? And a grocery store egg has been sitting on a shelf for longer. And so the parts absorb into the egg. And that's because an egg is, for fertility reasons, an egg at the beginning has those parts so that it can hatch a baby chick. And then as it gets older, those parts start to just kind of absorb. And that's why at some point the egg is no longer hatchable or whatever. But also grocery store eggs are not fertile, and farm eggs a lot of times are, which really doesn't make a difference. It's just an extra cell, but it's, still what it is. And I think once you get used to farm eggs, you can't eat grocery store eggs. They taste like nothing. So it's interesting. And the quail eggs are fun too because they're little, and the yolks are big and the egg is little. So it's just really interesting how, anyway. And they're a better, they have better fat, but they taste like chicken eggs. But they have the better fat, the good fat. Where a duck egg has the good fat, but it has a lot of omega-3 in it. So when you eat a duck egg, it's stronger. It's more buttery. It's very, it's richer. And so but once you get used to duck eggs, then when you cook when you cook your eggs, that's what you get used to. When you get used to duck eggs, like I have to have like 2 or 3 chicken eggs and 1 duck egg, because if I don't put the duck egg in, it's like it doesn't taste, it's like, oh, I miss the duck egg. So you get used to it, and it's fun. It's fun. We have so much fun with these birds. They're so much fun. They're so crazy and just hilarious. And, a lot of people, my dad's like, you got a lot of birds. And I'm like, yeah, I do. which gives me a lot of eggs, and all that kind of stuff. But it's so much fun. I think I've always wanted to be. I think I've always wanted to have a farm. I wanted to have a farm with all the different animals, but you know, um, Bruce and I weren't raised on a farm, so we are having to learn as we go. And chickens are easier than cows, a whole lot easier. But it's fun. It's been interesting. I've learned so much, and it's it's a lot to take care of out here. So it's everything's a little rough, and inside, oh my gosh, inside the house, it's like you're always taking care of some bird, or you're always having to wash a bird dish or or something. So the kitchen's always it's a working kitchen, so it's never picture perfect. And then you have incubators in the dining room, and then you have boxes all over the office with the dog crates, and then your bathroom is full of chicks. So you have to try to make it to the shower. Brush your teeth in the kitchen because there's always pine shavings in the sink. And I'm like, wow, this is interesting. It's definitely a work in progress. We definitely need to figure out some better solutions. If we didn't have cats in our laundry room, thanks to two of our boys, then we probably would keep them in the laundry room, and I wouldn't have them in my bathroom. But anyway, but it's still fun. It's fun. It's interesting. It's fascinating. It's kind of like an adventure, and it's a lot of work. A lot of work. A lot of work, and it's not cheap, but it's fun, and so we've had fun with it. And I am just a nature girl. I love nature. I love my plants. I love my garden, and I am it. I find God in nature out here. This is where I talk to God, because this is where He shows Himself to me the most. And that is my foundation of my life. So anyway, let's see. So yeah, so I guess that's about it. I'm sure my husband's probably awake by now. I might make myself another cup of coffee, sit out here and enjoy a cup of coffee with him, go wake his butt up because it's late. But he's tired. He's been working hard. So anyway, I guess that's it. I guess I'm done. You don't have to look at my ugly face anymore, and I'm gonna let you go. And I just felt like making this video for no apparent reason. I don't know. And hope you have a great day. I have a lot of friends who, watch some of these, Jeff, and a lot of people who watch this, Mary, and my cousin Kim and stuff, that they just watch it just because they know me, and kind of like me having a sit down conversation, having tea or coffee with them or something. And so a lot of times I do this just so I can talk to Mary without getting on the phone and being on the phone for 2 hours, which is what happens with us. Or I get on the phone with Kimberly or Kimberly Shirley, and I'll visit with her, talk to her. And some of us ladies, we can talk. It's hard to shut us up. It's a gift, and yet I don't know. So you guys have an awesome Sunday, and I hope you get to enjoy some of this just peaceful weather and your families and stuff. So take a chill and enjoy your day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.